Hi guys, welcome to Monday, another version of Trading Success. This is a really awesome action-packed program today, so lots going on at the moment. So please stick around, watch this right to the end because you're going to get some great value out of this session today. So first of all, what we're going to cover is the upcoming news this week to look out for, to put in your diaries, particular news announcements, earnings reports, all those sorts of things to be mindful of when you're trading. Then we're going to review what happened last week. Last week was a great week in the market. We saw a lot of imbalance in the market, some lovely, nice trends, and a massive amount of volatility. Volatility is back, guys. We said that last week. It continued again. Even today, the market has been volatile again this morning. I think the PVI on the Nasdaq has been up around 50 or so. This morning. So there's been lots of action already this morning. So let's get into it. And what we're going to do is we're going to obviously review last week, and also then we're going to look into what's coming up this week and look for great opportunities in the market. So let's start off with everyone's favorite, the Nasdaq. So let me share the screen. Before we go into the charts, let's go into the news first. I think the news is most important. So let's first of all look at earnings. So earnings. So we don't have much on Monday. We just have McDonald's. Now PMO stands for pre-market announcement. All right. AMC means aftermarket. So Tuesday is when the news starts to really come out. So we've got some of the giants in the US announcing their earnings. So we've got Pfizer, Merck, the big pharmaceuticals, Procter & Gamble, Micro Devices, AMD. We've got Arista Networks. We've got Microsoft. All right. So massive companies. So remember, Microsoft is going to be aftermarket. So remember, Tuesday for us in Australia is Tuesday evening, late in the evening before the open. So 10:30 to 11:30, that news should come out, PMO. And if it's AMC, it means aftermarket. So it'll come out on Wednesday morning. All right. So Wednesday morning for us, Tuesday afternoon for America. Now, what's happening on Wednesday? We look down, we've got Boeing, we've got MasterCard, we've got, who else? Meta Platforms, Facebook. All right. So those guys coming out Wednesday. So Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Then on Thursday night into Friday morning, we have Moderna. We've got Amazon, Apple, Block, Intel, MicroStrategies. So like a lot of big companies this week. All right. Then we've got some oil giants on Friday evening. All right. For us. Okay. So that's be mindful of that. This is a great website, www.ii.co.uk/investing. I just love this calendar. It's very easy to read and it always promotes the big giants. Now, the next one to look at is just the financial news in general. So huge bank of red flag news. Now, this is filtered just for red flag news only. So we don't have much early in the week. We have some European news on Tuesday, CPI. Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, we have jobs. All right. Is that Wednesday? Wednesday night, sorry. So that'll be Wednesday. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, we have CB Consumer Conference and job openings. All right. So it'll be a big one. Then we've got all this financial central bank announcements from Japan. We've got Chinese manufacturing on Wednesday as well. And Europe has their CPI. And also we have non-farm employment as well Wednesday night. So it is massive. This is one of the biggest weeks I've seen with news for a long time. Then we've got Thursday morning, we've got FOMC. So we've got the US Federal Reserve talking on interest rates and policies moving forward. We've got Thursday night, we've got unemployment claims, and then we have got non-farm employment on Friday night. So Huge week of news, right? So make sure you're prepared for that. We're going to see some volatile trading, so be very careful if you're trading in these sessions, but it's good to know it's around. Now let's look at the charts. So first things first, let's look at the NASI. Where are we, NASI? All right, so let's have a look at last week's trading. Okay, so today's already printing data. Okay, so we've already had a nice test today. So this is Monday's trading already. We had a nice bullish move. Pretty much all of the charts are expanding or trending up, apart from the daily chart. The daily chart is probably the only chart that is bearish, but pretty much every other chart this morning was looking to go to the upside. So there were some nice trades early Monday morning. I know a few of our members took some of the long trades, which were on offer. So what we want to see, what happened last week, right? We had some very big selling. So Tuesday in particular, Wednesday and Friday was this inside bar. So Friday has created a balance. So we have got we've got balance rules applying right now. So if I just draw a rectangle over this Thursday's trading range, and I'll just make that outline pink, and I'll get rid of the color. So this is our balance zone, right? So balance rules apply this week. So we'd be looking on the daily charts, we'd be looking for this market to, first of all, it's got to deal with this little imbalance here. So we want to see breakouts above this level and a test of Thursday's high. If we can break Thursday's high, then look for continuation. If we see failure here, then look for reversals back down and potentially back down to the other side of the range. Right? A lot of this is going to be spurred on by news, but technically the charts are looking like they're going to try to rebound. But as we know, you never know what's going to happen in the markets. Anything can change, but you need to have these historical price references in mind and just be on point for the market behavior when it occurs. So that's what we're looking for this week on Nasdaq. We're looking for this balance here to be tested, the high to be tested, and look for continuation above that level for highs, longs, or if we see failure, then look for shorts back down to the other side. Now, we did close some imbalance zones last week as well. If you look here back from June, early June, imbalance was closed, which was great. And some other zones were closed as well here. So that was a great week for trading. Now, what we have created though, and I'll remove this zone here, we've got an imbalance zone now to the high side. So if we see breakout above Thursday's high, we could see this imbalance zone attempted filling of that area. Okay, so that's the Nasdaq. S&P was very, very similar. Nasdaq got hit a little bit harder. The sell-off was a little bit more extreme, but the behavior was still very, very similar. What we did last week was we filled this. There was a big gap on the RTH, right? Which means when we look at the RTH, that's the regular trading hours, that there. Okay, so that overnight area was filled, that big gap there. So that was filled on Friday. We attempted to fill it on Thursday, but then we absolutely filled it on Thursday we filled it. Friday we moved out of it. Sorry guys, got those dates wrong. So yeah, that was Friday there. So Thursday we filled it. Wednesday we tempted in, and now we've got very similar scenario. So we've got imbalance rules in play right now. Balance rules applying here. So we're looking for a test of Thursday's high, and we're looking for continuation to the upside, and we're going to probably look for this imbalance zone to be filled. There's also another imbalance zone up there as well, up at the highs, and also an imbalance zone here, which actually got filled on this retracement leg back there. So last week, like I said, very similar to Nasdaq, but the sell-off wasn't as severe. There's still there's still a little bit of imbalance to the downside. Interesting to note also, we broke last week, which I didn't make mention of. There was a big trend line running up through here, and we came and tested it the week prior, and we bounced off it. But on Tuesday, Wednesday, we broke through. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, we broke through. We've got a little bit of imbalance actually to the upside here, a gap actually on S&P 500 to the upside as well. So it'll be interesting if the market can fill that gap this week. But once again, balance rules apply. Look for this candle here, that candle there, and that candle there. We're at a 2-day balance. So this is the third day of that balance area. So we want to look for the high and the low. This market could easily just meander around here until we get a breakout, one way or the other. Right? We'll never know. We know, or what we do know is we've got news this week that is going to create a lot of volatility. So we've got some big companies announcing, like I said, Microsoft, Facebook, big companies that do affect the markets. Some of the big banks as well, and oil companies as well. So there's going to be some interest there. Okay. Now the big mover and shaker over the last probably 24 hours has to be the Bitcoin market. Now let's have a look at what Bitcoin's done recently, and I'll bring over the Bitcoin chart. So Bitcoin, you can see we are out of balance. You can see we've created this big imbalance zone today already. We've got imbalance also to the downside. We've got this big gap down here. So from there all the way up to about there, big imbalance zone. So is this going to be, like, we've had that many fake outs on this upper trend line, whereas here, I think this breakout here trapped a lot of people to go long. And then look at what it did, it pulled all the way back and it cleaned out a lot of that long liquidity. A lot of those longs got trapped, and obviously their sell orders got triggered, right? And look, it went all the way down below that liquidity zone as well. So a lot of smart money has picked up Bitcoin, and they've made a lot of money on Bitcoin in the last 2 weeks, buying down at that dip down at 55, around 54 to 55. Also, look what is running along our little large chart or slow moving trend indicator, MDI. Oops. This is looking like it's going to break out. I'd just be mindful of, if it does come back into this area here, we could see it could be just a shakeout of some weak hands, but I think it's time for this to move. I think there's going to be a lot of people now who have gone, right, we've missed the opportunity. We need to get into it now. So, we've still got this 23. Well, I should just flip this around so you can see the fibs for some targets here. We've got this fib up here at 72, right? So the 76. That would be a nice break up to 72. If we can get back above 72, then let's see a break up to 78, a retest of the all-time highs. And then if it can break out above there, look at these expansion levels. We've got 84,000 to 87,000 range there. So if we can see this bullish breakout continue, I think over the next month or two, a couple of months, if it moves really quickly, we could get up here. In the obviously next couple of months, 3 months, 4 months or so in the future anyway. But we'll see what plays out, but it's looking good. Oil is in balance. So let's have a look at oil. Oil is in balance. Oil has come down. It's filled these imbalance zones here and a little one there. You can see we've got imbalance to the upside here now. So you've got a new imbalance zone from there to there. And we've got this bar and this bar. So we've basically got a 3-day balance happening at the moment. So once again, balance rules apply. You want to see the break of this outside bar or a break of that low there. So the market could potentially range through here. Obviously, news this week is going to also affect what happens in oil as well. We haven't gone down and filled this imbalance zone yet down here, but either have some of the indexes either. So if it's bullish, it doesn't need to come back and fill these imbalance zones. It's already filled these imbalance zones here. That could be enough. It could have done enough of a pullback. If we look at let's have a look at the fib. I know I've got a very large fib running there, but if we look at the most recent fib, if I just narrow this down to you can see here we've failed at that 50% a fair few times and at the 38. So if we can get back above that 61.8, around $78, 78.62, let's see a test of 76.4 at 80. If we can break out, once again, very similar to Bitcoin, we can get back up to around a retest of all-time highs. So these markets are doing fairly similar, these commodities are doing fairly similar things. Now, gold I think is fairly flat at the moment. I don't think gold's been doing much recently. I'll see what's happening there. Let's have a look at gold. So gold had a contract change. So I'm just looking here. So gold has come back down into this 76 of this entire range. It is actually it's bearish actually on this daily time frame, but it looks like it's had a nice retracement. Now it'd be nice to see if it can go from a lower low here up to a higher high. Then we're in an expanding range. But at the moment we are bearish on this market and we're retracing. So let's see how, if I do a micro fib on this, let's have a look and see where we are. You can see we've failed at that 38.2 fib. So if we can get above that 38.2 fib, are we going to see a retest of 24.59? But if this market falls off this area here, we could see a continuation of selling in the gold market to the downside. Particularly if Bitcoin starts really pumping, I think people will be taking money out of gold and putting it into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been what they call a storehouse of value for quite some time. It's getting that recognition of that. So if gold can, if Bitcoin can rally, I'd say gold, some profit taking might be happening on gold, and then money coming into Bitcoin, while Bitcoin's in this expected and predicted very bullish run. There's been a lot of media hype about how big Bitcoin can go because it's a finite resource. So that may have happened recently. You can see the profit taking here, and then you can see the big move in Bitcoin. Maybe there's a commodity asset transition, money going from one asset to the newer asset, which is potentially more bullish. Anyway, that's what's happening, guys. So have a great week in the markets. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have some incredible action moving forward this week. I'm very much looking forward to all of the activity we're going to have, and hopefully we'll see you next week. And also, please, if you've got any comments or questions, please leave down in the comments below, and I'll get back to them. Thanks so much. Bye for now.